I really thought after that Houston game, everybody was out of the woods in terms of, being in trouble, job security, that sort of thing. And then a smart person I was talking to today brought this to my attention. This entire week and what happens on Sunday will be a referendum on, do you, the fan, believe in John Elway?
Wow.
And you will vote by showing up for the game or not showing up for the game. And it caught me by surprise when this was run past me, but it made more and more sense. No excuses. 57 degrees and sunny. It's the Sunday before Christmas. Christmas is on Wednesday. You know what I mean? There's no excuses here. Now, the Detroit Lions are terrible. I'll give you that. But if you believe in what John Elway is doing and that they really are moving forward, you'll be there. You won't give your tickets away. You'll be in attendance.
Is this a challenge?
It is.
Kind of sounds like, wow, you're trying to start the challenge?
No. This is what's going. I think this is what's happening, and that
they've got that power. They do.
The referendum on John will be decided ultimately by fannies in the seat. Are you going to be there or not? Listen, let me tell you. When this was run past me today, I was like, really? I was so far away from it, and it doesn't necessarily come in the form of firing John Elway, but a promotion demotion, bringing other people into the personnel department. I don't think the Broncos can sit there if there's 25,000 empty seats on Sunday.
Yeah, they can.
Oh,
they can and they will. This is it. We're right in the tidal wave of emotion after that bad game right now. The reality is, last week John Elway was walking into the office with his head held high because his guy looked good. Okay, the guy still has looked good. And for the most part, we're all giving him a pass in this game. I haven't heard anybody that's really being overly critical of Drew Lock in this football game. Even if he just has one more decent-looking football game, guess what? John Elway found his guy, and that's all that matters at this point in time.
Just because John Elway might have found his guy in Drew Lock, does that mean that everything that has been done up to this point, you just close a blind eye to? Listening to what Von Miller said, and looking at the game itself, and we can say that no one ever anticipated that the Broncos would beat the Chiefs, but look how far behind the Broncos are to ever competing with the Chiefs, and that's the standard for the division.
No, it doesn't make it all go away, but given the circumstances of where we're at as a franchise with the ownership situation as it is, yeah, it would take extreme measures to fire John Elway. And if he got his quarterback right, the most recent, most important thing, then I think that goes a long ways for the temperature of our environment.
Listen, if there's 9,000 empty seats, if it's 5, if it's what it usually is, no big deal. It just is what it is. That's the way it goes. Fellas, there was 19,000 empty seats at that Chargers game.
What was it at halftime?
Right. Like that was the announced
28,000.
That was the announced number, and the Broncos don't necessarily, they're not forced to announce how many no-shows there are. They do because usually it's like bragging. I was surprised they announced that there were 19,000 no-shows for the game.
They have to announce it. They always have.
Well, right, but they're not mandated by league rules to do so. Nobody else that I know of really does that.
But they only do it to get the fans who are in attendance to boo those who didn't show up.
Right, because usually it's like 500 people or something.
That only works if it's a small number.
Which it traditionally has been.
It then gets embarrassing to announce it when it gets to 19,000. If they had 3 weeks in a row of that, which obviously the season would be over, so they don't have to worry about it. But in a normal year, yeah, they would stop announcing how many people are showing up.
If you really want, and I am not advocating people to not go to the game. I just feel like advocating for boycotts is silly. Go to the game. You should go to the game. And I've heard other people say, oh, these games don't matter. Like hell, they don't matter. I mean, I get it with the season and the playoffs. That's done.
But jobs are on the line.
Dude, it's and the future of the big decisions based on the future of the team are happening here in the last 2 games.
I'll say this, going back to your John Elway conversation.
Yeah.
If that's what you feel like the temperature is about John Elway, that the next 2 games really matter as far as attendance goes, then you really don't believe in Drew Lock. Is what I'm saying, and that also means that you really don't want them to commit to him for the next 10 years. That's what all that means.
You're talking about like fans don't go.
Well, like you
or
on a personal level, yeah, like that's
me on a personal level. What do you mean?
Well, it can't be both of those things. It can't be that the Broncos are committed to Drew Lock for the next 10 years, and John Elway's on the hot seat like that.
Mike Shanahan drafted Jay Cutler. He got his butt fired.
Yeah, did Jay Cutler last?
No, it was a bad move. Mike Shanahan shouldn't have been fired. Point. I mean, you don't allow somebody who's the GM to draft a first-round quarterback and then fire the guy who put him in that position in the first place. It was a dumb move.
I know.
You should learn from the history of it.
I get it.
Didn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Nor am I advocating anybody get fired. Scangarello should stay. There's got to be some sense of continuity. When Von Miller is expressing all this frustration, well, listen to him. I mean,
I don't know. We've tried everything. You know, we've tried everything on and off the football field. You know, we've tried all different coaches, all different players. We've tried everything. I really don't know what's going on. And if I did, I would be the first to, execute whatever plan it is to get everything better. But I'm lost for words.
This situation isn't about Drew Lock. Are there some tangibles and intangibles that Drew Lock possess that makes me feel as though he can be the quarterback for the next couple of years? Absolutely. What we have to address, and Von Miller addressed it, and that bite right there is the makeup of the team, the culture itself. It's not in place. The standard that was in place when Mr. B was here, it's no longer in place.
Hey, man, this is pretty simple. If you are optimistic, and I am optimistic, I think Drew Lock's going to be great. I think they're a 10-win team next year.
Then you know what? John Elway's not getting fired.
Okay. Let's see how the people vote on Sunday. Let's see who's there. Let's see how many other people feel the same way. It's going to be 57 degrees and sunny. Why aren't you going?
You can't do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's kind of the basis of insanity.
Well, we'll see if the people are buying it or not. The fans will vote this Sunday. This game gets more compelling, based on that, rather than, 2 teams that are just clearly out of the playoffs, just kind of, finishing it out.
If there's less than 19,000 no-shows, it's success. It means that Drew Lock brought.
I agree.
He brought enthusiasm back. I mean, you just saw a terrible game.
Yeah.
If it's 15,000 no-shows, Drew Lock was successful, and there's no noise about any of this conversation.